I'm going to be writing a whole blog post on this because this is as big a game changer as social media was to marketing. So this is Social Media Trends 2023. We're going to walk you through a few things. My name is Chris Norton. I'm the founder of Prohibition. We're just entering a lot of awards at the moment. We're officially Best PR Agency of 2022, according to the PRCA. This is what we're going to be covering. But every year we predict what we think is going to happen. So we're going to talk about what we predicted and what actually happened. Then we're going to talk about brands that have got it right, and I'll look at a few that have got it wrong, which everybody always loves, don't they? Hopefully nobody's on here that's a part of that brand or two. And then we're going to go into some consumer mega trends, the 2023 trends, and then we'll cover a little bit on the sorts of things he's got a slide on how we could help if you're interested. What else happened in 2022? Okay, so we had the rise of Be Real. So those of you that haven't used this, it was the latest trending app that was following in TikTok's footsteps. But it was known as the anti-social media because it allowed users to post authentic pictures of what they're actually doing. So less, synthetic or orchestrated content. More like I'm just sat here doing this rather than here's a perfect dinner and you're taking 15 pictures of it. It was more about being authentic. And daily active users from October 22 showed that over 20 million daily users. So it's risen from under 1 million to over 20 million. So big rise in being more authentic on social media. So TikTok's become the new home of entertainment. What I mean by that is during the second quarter of 2022, TikTok reported the highest engagement on social apps. And the beauty of TikTok, obviously, is the kids are using it. It's the new Snapchat, whatever channel, everybody goes to the new channel. It's the new channel, but you don't need followers. If you've got followers, you get engagement. But obviously, if you've got a great piece of content, the algorithm's good. So users worldwide spend approximately 95 minutes daily on TikTok, and YouTube ranked second with users spending approximately 74 minutes. Another campaign that we thought was done quite well is Spotify Wrap 2022, and those of you that use Spotify, which is pretty much everybody, if you don't see this campaign, it's the annual viral campaign showing what their musical recap of what they've seen and what they've listened to. You can see on the right here, you've got your top genres in the middle there. And 2022 was the biggest success for it so far, with more than 425 million tweets about it, and 72 hours of launching, and 131% rise in social engagements. Now, to put that into context, it's already huge. So they've had more than 100% people sharing, engaging, because they're learning from it. So Spotify Wrapped content is like a social first activation that's designed to get people to share what they like, what they don't like, their top things. So the biggest game changer since social media in what we're doing today in marketing, there's a war out there that's erupted in the last couple of months. Google and Microsoft are now at war. Teams is launching a note writing feature all around this. So they're calling it the Google killer, ChatGPT. And actually, I was saying to Will, I think we should do a whole webinar on this because this is a game changer. In the fact that ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot. It's a chatbot with a difference. It will finish your questions and it will write. I wrote a white paper, a 5,000 word white paper yesterday in 20 minutes on a complicated subject matter. It wasn't perfect, but it's getting there. And Microsoft have invested billions in this, and they've now rolled it out into Bing. It was launched just recently, very, very recently. In fact, they've launched it into Bing. So Bing is now going to take on Google because the things that you can do with ChatGPT is just so much more than you can do with just links. Microsoft Teams will be able to take notes in your Teams meetings automatically and send them to all attendees without you having to write any notes. And ChatGPT will be doing that. I'm going to be writing a whole blog post on this because this is as big a game changer as social media was to marketing.
But what we're seeing, first of all, is advertisers starting to kind of get the fear on Twitter a little bit, and they're certainly turning their back on Twitter. advertising revenue is down, and they're reinvesting in other platforms, including Meta, LinkedIn, and more recently in TikTok. Users are starting to drop as well on Twitter. So, these are relatively small percentages, 4% in 23, 5% predicted in 2024. But, we're still looking at 30 to 40 million users are going to leave the platform. Sustainability content is king. This is something we're seeing and hearing more of. And again, it's being driven by brands, and it's been being driven by consumers. I think one of the big brand stories last year was Patagonia, wasn't it? So Patagonia, always massively purpose-led organization. Everything it did was driven by purpose. Very, very interesting and effective brand. But the owner basically gave away the entire business to an environmental trust and non-profit. And this really kind of sent ripples and shockwaves through the kind of the brand, the branding market. At the same time, we're seeing sort of other brands. And this wasn't a kind of a one-off. It's certainly a movement we're seeing more of, and brands are increasingly looking at aligning their activities with things like SDGs, which is the UN's SDGs, the Paris Climate Agreement, the International Bill of Human Rights, whatever it might be. But brands are under more pressure, and it's being driven by themselves as well to kind of act in a more responsible way. I think when kind of inverted commas influencer marketing or influencer relations emerged, everybody was on YouTube. And I think probably, you get a lot of kind of gaming influencers on YouTube still, but people have started to move away from that in favor of things like TikTok and Instagram. But YouTube's not having that. It's obviously launched Shorts, which are its own version of stories. Again, that represents the homogenization of social media, but it's looking at revenue share options with Shorts via its AdSense ad product, which is going to make it much more appealing for content creators to use Shorts. And obviously, once it links in content creators with Shorts, it's going to then cross-sell to them and push for them to do longer form content as well. So in our view, we'll probably see a kind of a bit of a resurgence of influencers using YouTube. Should we channel all of our marketing budget into the metaverse? So I found this initial stat really interesting. So marketers are the early adopters of the metaverse, but consumers aren't as keen. And I think that's really true. I think a lot of us are getting all, really quite excited about the opportunity presented by the metaverse. But until consumers catch up, it's just going to be an awful lot of investment with not a great deal of return.
Not to say I'm ahead of the curve, but I did attend the Metaverse launch of the last Star Wars video, mainly because I'm a tech geek and a geek overall. So I attended the Star Wars preview in Fortnite, which was like a very unique preview of certain scenes from the latest Star Wars movie. And it was everything was in the metaverse and within Fortnite. We've had quite a few questions on audience demographics. I've put some stuff on gamers. Yes, it's a younger demographic, but Zuckerberg's put all his money behind this. He's changed the company's name. They're not. They know that Facebook is sliding, so they're trying to move into a new space where we're all interactive and we're all digital avatars.
Yes, there's the core gaming audience, but the other sort of sector embracing this is high-end fashion and luxury brands. So a couple of examples here. Gucci actually launched a Gucci shop or Gucci town on Roblox, where you can actually, as your personalized avatar, basically go around Gucci stores, and via crypto you can actually buy products, and some of these are available as NFTs.
When I first got into social media, we were speaking to people from Second Life, and that was all about virtual worlds, and it was so complicated. You had to really complicated computer systems to use it, but it's going to be more accessible. I think, with that amount of money going behind it, it will be more, games are going to be more integrated and work across different platforms. You'll be able to go from Fortnite into FIFA and pay for things because they've got their own cryptocurrencies. Fortnite has got dollars in that, and FIFA's got its own money in there. So and how that money is transferred into pounds and things that's a whole cryptocurrency that you don't even think about. So it is happening. For me, ChatGPT is the one to watch. AI this year is going to change everything. I think it's going to change the whole face of content marketing. So, but the AI is that's what I predict is going to be the biggest outlook. It's the most exciting area, I think.